Hello, magical beings, and welcome to your walk along the shorelines of Lake Huron. Today we are asking Spirit, what changes are coming in for you this fall? Because there is a change in the wind coming. You can feel it. We are going to ask, what major shifts are coming? And we're connecting with the nature spirits, the elements, the skies, the water. And we have 3 different trees to choose from today, tree branches. We have the beautiful oak leaf for group 1. Group 2 is the pine. And group 3 is the cedar. So take a moment to connect with one of these, and we will see you on the walk. Bye. Hello, group 1. If you chose the oak leaf, this is going to be your walk. So oaks are extremely hardy trees, okay? Their wood is extremely strong. And so you can use oak for burning, you can use oak for building, and it will last a long, long time. Oaks also produce acorns, so they produce lots and lots of food for the winter. So they are an incredibly useful, sustainable tree to have around you. They're very grounding too. Oaks actually grow in kind of shallow conditions, so they don't need that much water actually. Their roots can grow pretty shallow, which is why they like this particular area on the Canadian Shield. Okay, group 1. What changes are coming for you? I do feel like there is a new dawn coming. I feel like with these geese, there are so many geese that I'm seeing. They're all heading south actually, and it seems like with this many travelers that you're maybe moving away from something. It's kind of like a 6 of Swords energy, where you are lifting up your roots maybe and moving on to a new path. There's all kinds of trees growing here on these rocks, and you wouldn't necessarily think that there's enough soil up here, but these pines here, these pines are doing really, really well actually. And they're working together with these other trees. So I feel like there is this change in that you're going to be moving maybe into a new work environment. You could be actually moving into a new city or a new location. Maybe you're moving out into the country even. And maybe you're going to be working with a new group of people. For some of you. That's really exciting, you guys. That's really exciting. You guys must be so excited. And for those of you who are like, what? I'm not moving. I'm not going anywhere. Something is shifting. Something is changing. You are moving away from something. You could even be moving away from your old self. You could be developing these really incredibly new like habits, new behaviors, new thought patterns even, that are inspiring you to want to become this strong, healthy, vibrant person. As I like walk up and down these slopes of this Canadian Shield, it just makes me think like you've been weathered and worn by life experience. I feel like, but you're, I don't know, it's like you've been sculpted by all of the things that have happened to you, group 1. But you're still a rock, you know, you're still there, you're still sturdy, and you're even more beautiful than before, and you're this rock has so many different forms of life growing on it. Like so many different kinds of lichen and moss. Look at this. I'm sorry if there's like so much wind and you can't hear. Look at all these different kinds of moss and ferns. And there's little, like, there's so many different kinds of plants. So I feel like there could be new people coming into your life very, very soon. And for a lot of you, you know, September, or at least it's September right now, this is a kind of a timeless reading in a sense. It's a shift, right? So for those of you who are like going to school, you might be meeting a lot of new people. You might be meeting like your soul family, people that you're going to be connecting with, maybe more than you thought. Because I'm just being drawn to all the different kinds of trees up here. We have aspen, we have spruce, and we have oak and maple, and they're all kind of growing together in and amongst these beautiful blueberry bushes. I'm just going to take a moment to show you the water. It is very windy, so it might be kind of hard on the ears. Now, what kind of a wind is this? This is a north wind. So you might connect to the north, but the north wind is cold. The north wind is bringing a winter, okay? So, like I said, it's a time now for harvest. You've put a lot of work into something. Maybe you've put a lot of work into this change of lifestyle that you're going to be coming into. And so now is the time, now is the time to reap that harvest. Look at this moss. Oh, it's so beautiful. I tell you, like, is this just not like a bed of heaven? Yeah, with this color, this green color, there is so much abundance coming in for you guys. It's like a small, tiny microcosm. Miniature pine trees. Yeah, it seems like you guys are coming into this abundance. You're ready to reap the harvest of all your hard work and your hard efforts. There's waves out there right now in this particular spot that I'm seeing out on the water, and it just seems like, you know, you've ridden these waves up and down, and you're like, I need some reward, right? Well, you're going to be getting the reward soon. You just have one more bridge to cross. Look at this. This little bridge is so cute. And it's over this kind of cavern here, so I don't know how deep it is. So maybe there's one more, you know, hurdle, one more challenge that you need to overcome coming through. That's another change. But I wouldn't be afraid to cross that, because you can take the easy road, or you can try to leap over the cavern. But honestly, I feel like taking the easy road would make more sense. Why wouldn't you take the easy road when you have that option? You know, you've been through so much, Group 1, that I feel like it's time to just open your wings and fly. Now, I'm not sure how many birds are migratory up here. Seagulls probably are, I would think. So maybe for some of you, you are, like I said, you're migrating, you're moving on to a new phase in your life. Like I said, you're leaving maybe this particular geographical location, and you might be like, what? That's not the plan. But maybe that's what the change is. The change is coming. And I think that for some of you, there are going to be, you're going to have to say goodbye to some of the old relationships in your life. I'm noticing some of these trees, like they're getting ready to shed their leaves. They're still green, but they're getting ready to shed their leaves. So maybe there is something, maybe there is a relationship that you are getting ready to leave behind too. Because oftentimes when we move on and we start that new phase of life, we leave behind a lot of our old ways, a lot of our old friends, a lot of our old habits, a lot of our old activities. Wow, that pine tree is just stunning. Look at that pine tree there. Oh my gosh. Now, pine trees are home to all kinds of birds of prey up here. So, like goshawks, eagles. I don't see any right now. They're huge, actually. They can pick up small animals, like even a dog. So, it's pretty incredible. So, I feel like wherever you're going to, guys, it's a step up. The change is going to level you guys up with this abundance, with like even maybe a nicer home. Like, I'm looking at this pine tree and I'm like, it's huge, it's beautiful. You guys could be moving into like not even necessarily a bigger place, but like a place that you feel more at home. A place that you feel like you can spread your wings. Maybe you're moving like to Europe or something, and you've always connected with, like, you know, say you've always connected with Spain, I'll say Spain, and you're finally moving there and you're like, oh my gosh, like finally, you're nervous, like you're scared because you've never actually like lived there, and so the customs might be really different, but you've always known in your heart that that's where your heart truly lies, is over there. So like, it's like, you know it in your soul, even if your ego or your mind is trying to tell you something different. You know it in your soul that your life is meant to be filled with like this kind of color, this vibrancy. Oh, we've come to the small road. So like, don't be afraid. Like, look, we're just walking along this beautiful path, admiring the scenery. I feel like you're going to be entering into this flow where you're just going to be able to stop and smell the wildflowers. Like, not like necessarily literally, but you're going to be able to just take in everything in this new perspective. I feel like you're not going to be worrying as much. You're just going to be kind of going with the flow, and everything is going to just come to you in this beautiful, new, vibrant perspective where you just feel such gratitude and such abundance. Like, there's all these birds right now, and I feel like for the past week, I've just noticed them collecting all of these different, like, pieces of, like, plants and seeds, and they're all just collecting and preparing for the winter. And I feel like that's the change. I feel like you guys have been preparing for something. You guys have been working on something. And now is the time where you're going to take that journey, to take that step in this new phase of your life. Like, this is the change, this is the shift, and I think you're prepared for it. As much as you feel like maybe you're not, you know, ready, when are we ever fully ready to take a risk, to take a leap of faith? We're always going to be asking ourselves questions. We're always going to be rumbling around in our heads saying, you know what, did I plan enough? Do I have enough money? Look at this beautiful little bay. Spirit is saying, you have all you need. Just remember that abundance. Because if you are filled with that abundance, if you know that you have that abundance, you will just attract more of that to yourself. I've noticed that people who have this negative mindset, they keep attracting very unfortunate circumstances to their lives. And people who have this positive perspective, they attract beauty, they attract abundance, they attract love. So certain things of yours might fall apart, but with this sand, I'm like connecting with like divine timing. I feel like everything is going to come together at the right time. So just have faith, just surrender, and just know that if it's meant to be, it will be, right? There's no point in feeling regret. Or confusion. Being in a state of flow reminds us that we are part of a bigger story. we're just characters in this giant cosmic unfolding. And so we need to release our attachments, release our fears, because the creator, the writer of this tale knows what they're doing. And we're very blessed to actually get the experience to be a part of this cosmic tale. So thank you, beautiful earth spirits, nature spirits. I know we didn't see that many animals today, you guys, but this is just beautiful scenery here. So thank you so much for coming by. And here's the beautiful oak tree once more. Oh, there's a little fly. There's a little fly. So you might be feeling like you're like this little thing in this big world, but you have wings, guys. You can fly. Know that. So thank you so much for being here and connecting with these beautiful pines, these beautiful cedars, all the trees, all the oaks. And we will see you in the next walk. Bye. Hello, group 2. If you chose the pine branch, then this is going to be your walk in the woods beside Lake Huron. Oh my gosh. Beautiful pines. Oh my gosh. They're evergreens, so they're green all year long, and they're a northern tree, so they like the cooler climates. So I feel like maybe for some of you, obviously we are asking Spirit. So today we are asking Spirit, what change is coming into your life? It could be sudden, it could be slow, but what change of the wind is coming in for you guys, group 2? Okay, what am I seeing? I'm seeing, so we're connecting with our tree spirits, our water spirits today, any animal spirits that come through. I'm seeing that there's this light. Obviously it's the sun, but for you guys, group 2, I feel like you've been searching for something. You've been searching for something. You've been looking for something. This could be that you've been looking for a way to express your dreams, your creations, your soul. Or it could be that you've been looking for someone to share, your romantic life with, or just somebody to connect with on a deeper level. But you have been looking for something. It could be something deep within your soul that you're trying to understand, like why you're here, what is your purpose. And group 2, I feel like you're coming into this stage of your life, this change where you aren't going to be able to, not that you're not going to be able to, but you won't need to ask this question anymore. Well, you're just going to know. You're just going to know that what you've been looking for has been there all along. Just in a different kind of way of seeing things. Like, for example, like even on a cloudy day, the sun is still there. We can't see it, but it's still there. And so maybe this love or this expression that you've been seeking, this opportunity that you've been looking for, it's gonna hit you where you're just like, oh, that's what it is that I'm meant to do, or that's what it is that I'm meant to be, or that's who it is that I'm meant to be with. Maybe it's a person that's been in your life all along and you're like, oh, like a friend, like a best friend or something, and you're like, oh my gosh, I actually have feelings for this person. Like, they've been here all along. Or like I said, it could be some sort of like artistic expression. You're like, oh, I've been painting my whole life. Why wouldn't I do this? Why wouldn't I try to make a go of this? Because it's my passion. With all this water here, I feel like group 2, your emotions are are growing. They're spreading. They're not being encumbered or trapped anymore. If you've been trying to suppress them for some reason, I feel like your emotions are coming to the surface and you're learning to connect with them in a new way where you don't feel, you don't feel like you're being run by them. You don't feel like you're being controlled by them. You're at a state now where you're entering into where you can watch your emotions. And I just like got poked by a branch in the eye. Well, not in the eye. I was wearing glasses, so it's okay, but I feel like maybe in the past, I feel like there's been some obstructions. Look at all these different obstructions in our way. Oh, but there's been obstructions, but there's also been hope. Like, I see these little fluffs, these little seeds as like a wish. So group 2, it's time for you guys to make a wish, and we're gonna send one of these little fluffy guys into the air. So make your wish, don't tell anyone, and here we go. There he goes. There's your wish. I do feel like a wish for you is coming true, group 2. Like I said, like you've been looking for something, you've been searching for something maybe, and I feel like it's coming to you because you've stopped looking for it. And when we stop looking for something, like our keys, or we stop looking for our wallet, you know, that's when it appears. That's when we're like, oh, I released it to the universe and now it's coming in. So I think that's what's happening for you guys. I think you're finally learning how to release attachments or release expectations to certain things. And that's where the abundance comes in. Look at all this moss here. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. We've got this moss, this lake. We're surrounded by abundance. So I feel like there's this gratitude coming in for you guys, group 2. You're just feeling such gratitude for everything, for your friends, for your family, for all the opportunities that are going to be coming in, because that is the change. I feel like in the past, if you haven't felt like grateful for what you have, you're going to be feeling such gratitude, such abundance. And when we feel gratitude, we attract more things to feel grateful for. So for example, if like in the past you felt like, oh, I don't have enough money, or like I'm not living where I want to live, you know, I'm not living whom I want to live with, all you need is to shift your perspective and feel that gratitude before the actual event takes place on the material plane. So feeling the gratitude coupled with an emotional response actually triggers your brain to release these chemicals and send out these brainwaves, because thoughts are faster than light, and thoughts actually, they operate on a metaphysical reality rather than just the physical, right? Thoughts are energy. They have an electrical pulse. And so I feel like when you think and feel at the same time, it sends out this beautiful wave into the universe of possibility, right? You're opening up a world of possibility rather than holding on to something and keeping it safe. Like, for example, if you are going to send an email, you can't get a response unless you send the email. If you are applying for a job, you can't get the job unless you send the resume, right? You have to send and release, send and release. So I think that's the change that's coming in group 2, is that you're really learning to do that, to send out that which you desire, coupled with the gratitude. And that's when it comes back to you. That's really exciting energy to be in group 2. And I can't get over the fact that we are surrounded by such abundance, by cedars, by pines, maples. Like, these mystical beings are all around us. You have support, group 2. You have the support. You just need to ask for it. And you can trust that there is a voice inside you that is going to guide you where you want. I feel like your emotions, group 2, are there to help you navigate your reality, right? Your emotions Your emotions have your desires rooted within them. Now, emotions can stem from all kinds of things. They can stem from emotional events that happened when we were children, which is the most common, actually, which is why a lot of childhood traumas are so triggering and traumatic for some of us, because that's where we build our reality. But I think group 2, if you've had, and I'm sorry, this is a trigger warning for some of you, if you've had any childhood traumas, I feel like the change that's coming is that you're entering into a place where you're going to be able to just ride the waves with more agility, more peace, more understanding, rather than judging them, rather than getting lost in them. I know that it's hard when you're in that perspective that maybe like we're the victim, this thing was done to us. But when we separate ourselves from that victim mentality and we realize that life just unfolds and everything has its shades, so there is no evil, there is no good. People can do cruel and evil things, but no one is inherently evil or bad. Then we realize that everything is just circumstance. Everything just happens due to circumstance. Everyone is doing the best they can with the knowledge and awareness that they have at the time. And so once we release that victim mentality, group 2, then we take our power back. And that's when the healing really begins, is coming back into our power. Because as children, a lot of our power is taken from adults. A lot of our power, we are controlled by them, their ideas, their ways of doing things. And so it's easy to get lost in that when we're kids. And so that's why so many of us are coming into the awareness that we need to take our power back. We need to become our own parent. And I just feel like with this beautiful water here, it's just a blanket of love, and it's just here to protect us and heal us. So know, group 2, that you are deeply protected. Okay? And there's all these little birds in the water right now, and I feel like they're all just floating on top of the emotional wave, and they're just like, yeah, I can handle this. I can do this. They're diving into the emotions, coming back up to the surface again. That's the thing, group 2. Be like the birds. Be like these beautiful ducks and water birds that can fly but also swim in their emotions. So connect with their thoughts, but connect with their emotions. And there's also other little birds up in these dead trees. And use use these old things in your life. Repurpose them. Spirit is saying, take the old and bring in the new, or work with it. Turn it into something that you can work with. Turn it into something that you can use as fertile ground. Look at this beautiful little dark forest that we're entering into. We've got cedars. I feel like, group 2, it's really vital that you connect to trees right now. Trees are incredible healers. They're rooted deep, deep into the earth, and they are connected to each other. All of them are connected to each other, which is why they're flourishing so well here. They're connected to the emotional realm, the water. They're connected to this lake. The shoreline is an oasis. So find a way, group, to balance walking and being grounded within your emotional body. Because I know that for so many of us, like I said, these traumatic experiences, these childhood wounds, they can take us for a ride. But if we're grounded in ourselves, if we're grounded and rooted, then we can't get lost. I know that so many of us can lose ourselves along the way, that we get lost and we don't even know who we are anymore, what we are. But group 2, the change that's coming is that you will know what you are. You will remember why you're here. You will remember your divine purpose. And a lot of the time, These triggers, these traumas are here to awaken that seed, awaken that purpose, that divine expression inside of ourselves. That's our story. It's interesting to look at life like a story sometimes, because it helps to see like who the protagonists are, what the climax of the story is, what are these cathartic moments, different plot points, and it makes you realize, okay, my life isn't just a painful experience. It's full of beauty, it's full of light, it's full of magic. Speaking of magic, hi, this is my little angelic light being. She thinks, I mean, she's in a dog body, but you know, dogs are spirit creatures. They're connected to something high vibrational, this love. And so I feel like, yeah, you're connecting, group 2, to this bounty, this love, this abundance that's coming in. That's the change that's coming. That you can rely on yourself, that you can be your rock. And you won't need to look outside of yourself for something else. You found it, like I said, at the very beginning of this walk. It's been there with you all along. Okay, that is the change that is coming, that you can rely on yourself. That you don't need to be afraid anymore, that you don't need to give your power away. There is a power coming into you, group 2, a power, an energy, this new spiritual awakening that is going to allow you to move through life without that same confusion, without the same pain, without the same anxieties. You're just going to know that you're meant to be where you're meant to be at the right time. So maybe you want to listen to the sound of the waves as you fall asleep. Maybe you want to connect to the trees and walk through the woods during the day. Go and do that. Make it a priority. Because being out in nature, there's no expectation. You can get lost in the woods. And into the woods I go to lose my mind and find my soul. That quote is so true for so many of us. So get lost in the woods if you can. And I just want to thank you guys so much for being here, for walking through the woods with us. If you think that anyone, or you might know anyone who might enjoy listening to these messages or who might resonate with them, please feel free to, send this video along. Give them a link. Share it with whomever you want. And like and subscribe if you want to. Oh, I almost just fell. Maybe that's a sign. Thank you so much, group 2. We will see you in the next walk or reading. Bye. Hello, group 3. If you chose this beautiful cedar, this is going to be your walk connecting to this beautiful shoreline. And today we are asking Spirit, what is the next change? What is the next shift that is coming into your life? And just as I said that, I felt the wind blow through. The winds of change are coming, group 3. The winds of change are coming. So right now we are standing beside Lake Huron in Ontario. And we're connecting to the water. I think this is the only group where I actually am touching the water, so this is a beautiful moment. I feel like for a lot of you, group 3, you're really maturing in your emotional space. You're really healing. There's a lot of deep healing that's been happening. And I think for a lot of you, you are able to see into your emotions now. You're able to see them without being obstructed by shadow. The water here is clear. The water here is calm. So I think that for you guys, group 3, the change that's happening is that you are going to be able to connect to your emotions without getting lost in them. And I know that's kind of been a collective message, but I think that you'll be able to swim in your emotions without waves sucking you down and drowning you. You'll be able to find these little like rocks here. You'll be able to find these little oases. Like, look at all of the plants that are growing out of this water right now. It reminds me of the mangroves in the Bahamas, but this is like north, and it's just beautiful. They grow in this icy cold water. So I think you're getting ready to grow some new connections in your life. That's the shift, group 3, that there is this new emotional maturity, and that is attracting people into your life who resonate at that same level of emotional maturity. There isn't going to be this same kind of attachments that you have with people. There isn't going to be this same jealousy or envy that you might have with people, or competition. It's just going to be like a give and take. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be a harmonious connection that's coming in, or maybe many connections. There could be many connections that's coming into this new phase, this change of your life. And I think that no matter what happens, you're going to feel stable. You're going to feel taken care of. You're going to feel abundant. With all this water here, this is fresh water. We live off of this. This is what we drink, what we survive off. So make sure that when you drink water, you really connect with it. You really take the time to connect with the water that you're drinking. Because water holds memory. Water holds intention. Water is emotion. And Spirit is agreeing with the wind here. Spirit is agreeing. So here fall is coming, but the leaves and all of these beautiful flowers here, they're producing all of these last seed buds for the winter. So they push, produce all the seeds, they fall, and then in the spring, everything will come up and be reborn again. So I feel like group 3, maybe you're letting go of a lot of, things that no longer serve you. I think you're letting go of a lot of people in your life maybe that don't serve you anymore, or at least that's the change that's coming through. There could be some sort of moment that comes in that really reminds you that you don't need those people anymore, and that the people that you really do need, or the people that you really do want in your life, will be there for you. You don't need to be someone else. You don't need to pretend to be this other person for other people. You can start being your authentic self and attracting other people who are their true authentic selves, other people who resonate with the fact that we are consciousness, that we're not just this ego that is striving to be better, that is striving to be the best, that we are all just creatures here on planet Earth, and we're all just doing the best we can. So I'm just going to wander up here a bit. Not that we want to go away from the water, but we are very blessed, very grateful to have connected to the water spirits. If you get a chance, group 3, I do think it's important that you just go sit beside the water if you can. If you can swim, then do so. If you can just listen to the water speak, listen to the water. There's a song, there's a language that is older than all of the languages that we humans know. The wind, the water, the trees, they all have a language. And it's not something that our mind can maybe grapple with, but our soul truly understands it. So there is such abundance. And sometimes we lose track of that abundance. But it's there. It's there waiting for us. We just need to remember how to ask for it. Because in this day and age, a lot of the time, reaching for abundance and striving for more is seen as selfishness, or it's seen as greed. But there's levels of greed. I think it's important that you're going to start attracting, maybe you're going to be attracting abundance, but you're not going to feel maybe this guilt. If you felt guilt before for being something or making something of yourself or having money, you're not going to feel maybe guilt. You're going to be able to share the wealth. I feel like that's a change that's coming in. You're going to be able to share your abundance with others. Sorry guys, I had to change the battery. Okay. Yeah, there's this abundance that's coming in for you guys, group 3. This beautiful abundance. But I'm just trying to call the dog back. But I'm noticing that there is like this beautiful kind of willow tree. I think this is goat willow. And then you've got this goldenrod. And it's interesting because willow usually grows in kind of wet conditions and goldenrod usually kind of grows in drier, sunnier conditions. But they're growing together, which is making me feel like you might be like partnering up with someone you didn't expect to partner up with and work together with them. So that could be a change that's coming in. Working with another person that you wouldn't normally have thought. Like, it could be maybe even a relationship. You're like, oh, I didn't think I was gonna have a relationship like that, but okay. Like, I'll try it. I'll see. You know, we always like expect things to happen the way that we like imagine, and then they just happen in a totally different way, and we're like, oh wow. Well, the universe really shook that book up. Like, so we just have to roll with the punches, right? We have to just go with the flow, because we can never truly know what's coming for us. Now we're coming into a more windy area, so I apologize if the audio isn't as clear, but I do want to take you guys up onto this ridge here to overlook the lake, so I apologize. This will be maybe less of me talking and more of just you connecting with the nature spirits yourselves, which some of you might prefer. Look at this beautiful pine. What a majestic creature. These pines, they grow so well in these areas. So they grow in shallow soils, but they grow so tall because they're connected usually to the water. Like, they grow along the Canadian shields, and then the water is what feeds them, like the lakes. They drink from the lakes. They don't even need rain, but they're so tall because they have water all the time. So that's why they grow so big. And then you guys chose the cedar, which is right here. Cedars grow incredibly tall too. Cedars are such a whimsical trees, and they're very healing too. You can smudge with cedar, okay? So you can make, and smudging with cedar can actually be seen as, it's more sustainable in that it's easier to grow than a lot of sages, and, well, not easier to grow, but I mean, like, it can be seen as more abundant as long as you harvest it properly, because it's such a big tree. Like, you can just take a little bit of it and then make a sage bundle, make a cedar bundle, and then protect your space, cleanse your space. But cedars are also used to make like planks of wood, like building structures that can withstand lots of storms and winds. Like, that's why a lot of outdoor furniture is made with cedar, because it never ever rots or it takes like hundreds of years to rot anyways. So we're climbing up this beautiful rock face. This is the Canadian Shield, and it's just full of life. It's full of strawberries, wild strawberries. We have blueberries here. We have moss and lichen. All kinds of plants. So I feel like you're going to be spreading yourself into a lot of different new areas, group 3. Maybe you're going to be joining like different groups. Maybe you're going to be moving around and connecting with new people, connecting with new forms of creativity that you didn't even know that you felt passionate about. Like, maybe you're getting into pottery, or maybe you're getting into, playing the guitar and you've always wanted to play the guitar, or maybe you're getting into raising sheep. It could be anything. You could be starting like a new program at school or something. But you're just going to be trying all these new things, I feel. And you're going to be letting the things that no longer serve you just kind of fall away. All right, let's take a look at this beautiful view. Look at this, you guys. when I said that you were going to be reaching a new level of emotional maturity, well, look at how high up we are now. Now we can see this new perspective of our emotions, and we can look at, you can see across the lake. So you can see all your emotional realms. You can see all the things that have hindered you in the past, things that have risen you up, things that have helped to make you grow. See them as islands, I feel. Look at all these islands. You'll be able to sail them with these calm winds here. Like, these winds are strong, but because we are in a bay, the waves are a lot smaller. It's northern winds, so it's cold. It's very cold. You might feel connected to the north, group 3. It's been north winds for a while now, but yeah, I just feel like Spirit is saying, like, the change that's coming, like I said, you're developing this emotional maturity. You're going to be able to see everything from like this bird's eye view. And I think things that might have bothered you in the past, this new perspective is going to allow you to just kind of rise above them. They're not going to bother you anymore because you're not at that same frequency where you can be bothered by them. Well, group 3, go soar, go fly, go spread your wings. Look at that bird. Oh my gosh. I don't know what kind of bird he is, but he's soaring, he's flying. And he's on his own, like he's not in a group, which a lot of birds that are flying south are, it doesn't look like he's necessarily flying south. I think he's looking for something. That's what that bird is doing. He's looking for something. He's looking for a place to land. He's looking for his new soul tribe, you guys. I feel group 3, like you're looking for this soul tribe and it's coming. You don't even need to look anymore. They're coming. This group is coming because you've reached this level of maturity. Like, look at all these trees here. These trees are mature. These trees are grown. Like, they're wise. I feel like you've reached the state of yourself, group 3, where people are going to be looking up to you. Like, you once were like this little sapling, but now you're growing into this majestic cedar, pine, like all these beautiful trees here. People are going to look to you for wisdom. People are going to look for you for guidance. Or you're going to be able to share guidance with all kinds of people and wisdom. Like, you're just going to come together in this beautiful, harmonious relationship. Look, and just as I said that, there's the group, and there's the bird. Like, he just found his soul group, his soul tribe. That is Spirit literally communicating right there. I'm so happy for you guys, group 3. I'm so happy for you. Get ready because your soul group is coming in. You're going to get to live your authentic truth and spread your light across the world. So keep shining. They're coming in. I'm so happy for you guys. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed this little walk, connecting with the water. I hope that this helped prepare you for the change that's coming. It looks beautiful, group 3. So thank you so much. If you felt that this reading would help another person, or you know someone that this reading would resonate with, please feel free to share it with them. We'd love to hear from you. Also, feel free to like if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe if you haven't already. We'd love to have you as part of our little group here, our little family, where we connect with nature, where we connect with our higher selves, and we just see the beauty in everything. Until the next time, bye.